Now, this weekend marks 50 years since the independence of Bangladesh. Bangladeshis across Scotland will be marking the event, although celebrations will be muted because of the pandemic. Samiya Haque-Khan from the Bangladesh Association in Glasgow joins us now. Afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. Thank you.
Good to talk to you, Samiya. How big is the Bangladeshi community here?
It's not as big as probably some other parts of the UK, but we are, even though we are a small community, we are very much involved in the, Scottish society. So yes, this is a big part, yeah.
And I'm sure there will be generations here who will remember life before independence or maybe even the war to achieve it.
Yes, definitely. I mean, it's only been 50 years, although it's a milestone for any nation. But yes, there are a lot of us who were either directly or indirectly involved during the war, and some of us are just the next generation who have come here. So yes, it's still a very part of our history.
And what did independence mean to the people of Bangladesh?
It's a long story, but I'll try to be very brief. It's in fact, today is the 25th March, and 50 years ago tonight, a most dastardly and cowardly act of genocide happened on the people of Bangladesh. Thousands were killed in a brutal attempt to crush, which was until then was a peaceful and democratic struggle of the people of East Pakistan for their self-rule, which was led by our father of our nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. And that really started the whole process. The next morning, Bangladesh formally declared its independence, and a 9-month war ensued. It costed the lives of 30 million people. And on 16 December 1971, independent Bangladesh was born. So, yeah.
And what's the feeling about, what's happening in the country now? There are some concerns that perhaps Bangladesh risks becoming a one-party state intolerant of any dissent again and perhaps threatening that democracy in which it's based.
These are political debates, I think more appropriate for politicians to answer. But I think given the history of how the country was born, how far we have come, we can... Yes, there are debates about how the countries run these days and all that. But even with that, I think there's so many things, so many positive things to look at, especially in the last 30 years. I mean, we have had, partly because we have had women leadership, I think, that we have been able to achieve so much. We have become an example of what happens when you invest on education, health, and the marginalized in the society, especially women. The growth rate has been above China for the last 4 years before a pandemic hit. Our life expectancy has grown from 50 years to 72 years. We have made primary education free for girls since the 90s. We are seeing more female students in higher education, more female working in work life, who have brought their family. They're taking their family upwards, and
so certainly a lot of improvement certainly in that time. Definitely. Well, thank you very much indeed, and enjoy celebrating. Although I understand it will be muted, unfortunately, this year for you. But thanks for talking to us, Samiya Haque-Khan from the Bangladesh Association in Glasgow.